It's the day Aggie fans have all been waiting for. Today, Texas A&M took to the podium on Day 2 of SEC Media Days 2019. I'm Leah Musgrave with the SEC Roundup presented by Jay Witt Construction, providing quality land clearing and forestry mulching services throughout Central and Southeast Texas. If you need land clearing services, find out more at jwittconstruction.com. Coach Jimbo Fisher and his crew of Braden Mann, Justin Madubuike, and Kellen Mond took to the stage today and answered way too many questions about the 7 overtime game, competition in the SEC, and renewing the rivalry with the University of Texas. Optimism remains high in Aggie Land for year 2 under Coach Jimbo Fisher and his staff following a 9-win season, including a Gator Bowl win on New Year's Eve. But as the season steadily approaches and we seek to find answers here in Hoover, the question still lingers. What drastic improvements will be made in year 2 under Jimbo Fisher against such a brutal 2019 schedule?
If you want to be a great program and win, it doesn't matter who you play, it's how you play. And I think you have to build that, and that's part of our culture that we preach daily. And I think if you want to play well that second game, you have to play well the first game. And I think you build off of that, and that's our approach.
No matter what our schedule is like, he's always going to put his 100% effort into, trying to make sure that we're the best that we can be.
Texas A&M returns a starting quarterback for the first time in several years, as junior Kellen Mond leads the Aggie offense as the starter for the second straight year. Only this time he won't face a battle for the job during fall camp. He looks to pick up where he left off in 2018 after throwing for over 3,100 yards and combining for 31 touchdowns. And he believes that with a coach like Jimbo Fisher, the Aggies could easily emerge as a top 10 offense in 2019.
Nobody works any harder than Kellen does. He puts the time in the film room and in the weight room and the conditioning and throwing. I mean, he does everything he has to do to be great. And he's one of those guys, as he's having success, he deserves every inch of it.
Obviously I had flaws my freshman year, and he's very somebody who is can always point out your flaws, and he's always going to tell you, and he's probably going to yell at you too. So
the Aggies return all of their wideouts in 2019, but the team still has other holes to fill in the offense thanks to the early departure of running back Travion Williams, tight end Jace Sternberger, and center Eric McCoy. But the Aggies will still need to run the ball well in order to make waves against the powerful run defenses within the SEC.
Listen, I don't care how good of players you get in this league. Everybody's got good players. It's going to come down 3, 4, 5 plays in the game that you have to be able to make and expect to make. And I think they're learning to practice that way, expect that way, but then have the expectations of winning, not hoping to win, expecting to win.
On the other side of the line of scrimmage, the Aggie defense hopes to capitalize on their 2018 success under second-year defensive coordinator Mike Elko. Elko faces massive turnaround on defense this year following the loss of 7 starters, including all but one from the front 7. So the door is wide open for newcomers to make an immediate impact, although most of that responsibility falls on the broad shoulders of veteran defensive lineman Justin Madubuike, who appears to be up to the task.
A lot of people say, man, you had a great year, but I don't feel that the way. I feel like I have more to prove. I have more to get better at, so I just take it one day at a time and just put my hard work hat on and get to work. So I take one day at a time.
Who we are is what our habits say we are, what we do daily, myself included. We all are. We have this image of what we are. Well, look at what we do daily. That's who we really are, because that's your habits and how you think. And I'm trying to get him to think like that, not think like a great player, think like a champion.
But of all of the improvements that A&M fans hope to see in 2019, Coach Fisher says that the biggest will be the team's mentality.
Trying to get your players to understand that in everything they do, they're putting themselves in that mindset right as you're running, as you're doing the rep, as you're making the throw, as you're making the tackles. I'm doing this right now and the game's on the line.
That'll do it for Texas A&M. Make sure to keep it locked to TexAgs.com for more coverage of Day 2 of SEC Media Days 2019. From Hoover, Alabama, I'm Leah Musgrave.